sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
No matter what the technical difficulty is, this man is a professional. He goes all the way.
What you represent to them is freedom.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This
will allow me to report. Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. 8 p.m. on shrmedia.com.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe. Trying to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to join the live chat. Go to shrmedia.com. Just click on the chat room button. Join the conversation. If you want to watch the broadcast of the show, go to reaver.one. Click on the live stream button. If you like the live stream, do not forget to subscribe to the live stream. If you want to support the show, or if you want to support SHR Media, go to reaver.one and click on the Reaver store. Pick up a t-shirt, coffee mug, or even a Reaver jersey, and many other items. Got a bit of sad news for hockey fans, and for those that know anything about hockey. Ed Snyder, the principal owner of the Philadelphia Flyers, has passed away. He has lost his battle to cancer. All right. Sorry about that. All right, I just want to give a little definition of something because some people seem to be confusing them all together. A simple majority, the definition of majority. A number that is greater than half of the total. A number of voters that is more than half of total member. The group or party that is greater part of a larger group. Also, a number that is larger than the other. Majority doesn't always mean 51%. Just a little lesson. I know they are using majority in the term of 51%. So let's get on with the show. And again, my condolences to the Snyder family. That's really got me a little. I'm a huge Flyers fan. Yes, I have a Flyers tattoo. My wife is a huge Flyers fan. She was before we even met. So that's one of the things that helped kick us off was that we were both huge Flyers fan. And he's been battling, I think, 2 years now for this round of cancer. And he was in remission for, I think, a decade or two. So it sucks. And just as the playoffs are getting ready to start, Flyers just locked a playoff spot on Saturday. Second to last game. But Obama did a little broadcast on a Fox News Sunday, and the gist of it, he's saying Hillary was careless in managing her emails. On this weekend's broadcast of Fox News Sunday, President Barack Hussein Obama said his former Secretary of State, by the way, hi Dan, and current Democratic presidential frontrunner Hillary Clinton. I didn't notice that. Congrats on the Dallas Stars. Dan just told me they had clinched the conference. It's been a while since they had prominence within that organization. It's been a while, and I'm glad to see them back doing good. But Barack Obama said his former Secretary of State and current Democratic presidential frontrunner Hillary Clinton was careless in how she handled her emails, which is under investigation by the FBI. What I find funny is there was a post I saw today, and they were talking how there was like 183 people that were investigated, indicted, and all convicted underneath Ronald Reagan, and nothing underneath Obama. And one person pointed out, well, Hillary is being investigated. No, she isn't. They're investigating an incident, but it is not her that's under investigation. The FBI said she is not a suspect at this time. Oh, these people, these poor people. I mean, how can you not understand? Oh, and the other thing, it's a Republican political ploy. That's what Hillary told us. It's a public political ploy. That it's not real. There's no issue. None of the emails were classified prior to her getting them. Yes, they were. FBI said so far. There is a buttload of emails that were classified prior. There is emails of her telling the people to remove the classification and just email it to her. These people are so blind to the fact that Hillary, it looks like, broke the law. We know she's done it in the past. We know she's gotten away with literally murder in the past. And I don't think, I've been saying it for a while, I don't think Obama is going to protect her. I really don't think he will. Number one, it would add more clout. Well, to him, there's no clout over his legacy. But having that hanging over that he protected a Clinton. And secondly, everybody I've talked to in the know has said that the Clintons and Obamas do not get along. They hate each other. Yes, I know. He made her Secretary of State. And that was more along the lines of a Democratic Party decision to get Clinton to back Obama during the 2008 election. And there is so many reasons. They could hate each other, and he could have given her that position for so many different reasons. He also got support from Bill Clinton. So there's a lot of reasons. It just, everybody knows that has a more than one brain cells, understands that they hate each other, and Obama would love nothing more to see her go under. I don't see him protecting her. I've said it that how many years now underneath his presidency, there's been issue after issue after issue after issue that the FBI should have been involved in, and they never did. And then all of a sudden now the FBI gets involved in it. And no, you can't blame the Republicans. The Republicans do not control the FBI. The Republicans do not control the Department of Justice. That is under... Yeah, exactly. Obama cares about Obama. Department of Justice answers to the president, and we've heard Eric Holder even refer that he is the lawyer to the president. His office is the attorney's office to the president. Not, but that's what they've said. They've sat there and made it sound like he is the DOJ is the personal attorney of Holder and Lynch for Obama. So Obama went on to say, I continue to believe she has not jeopardized Americans' national security. Now, what I also said is that, and she acknowledged that there's a careless in terms of managing emails that she has owned. Okay. And she recognizes that, but I also think it is important to keep this in perspective. This is somebody who served her country for 4 years as Secretary of State and did an outstanding job, and no one has suggested that in some way as consequences of how she handled email that distracted from her excellent ability to carry out her duties. Yeah. They number one, her emails may have been hacked. They're pretty sure it's been hacked. I did have clips. I just forgot to load them up. Dang it. I could be an airhead sometimes. I went through the whole trouble of making clips, and I forgot them. Oh. Let's see what I can do real quick. Dun, 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 dun. It's... I know he's somewhat protecting her in that statement, but not really. There's one. And here's two. All right, just give me 1 second. I know I can't walk and chew gum at the same time. Trying to hurry it up. Hopefully the program's on this one. I can be an airhead sometimes. Yes, I am blonde. When my hair grows in, I am a blonde. Snakes. Here we go. I almost forgot to name iTunes of the program. I can't believe I did this. All the hard work I did last night. Now, Dan the Man Butcher saying that if Hillary is the Democratic nominee, he will claim executive privilege concerning the rest of the emails not already released, thus why they are not being released. Yes, I could see him trying that. But also underneath the Fast and Furious, he claimed executive privilege, and yeah, he has to release those now. Well, he has released them prior to a court ruling, but they knew he was not doing too good with that court ruling. He may try it, but I don't think it's going to work. But then again, it's going to get locked up in court for a while. So, crap. Nope. Not going to be able to do it. I used a different user on Windows. So underneath this user, I can't do it because then I'll have a whole new iTunes user and create such an issue. Oops. There's supposed to be, from what I read, I think it was this weekend, Dan. This weekend, he has given up his executive privilege and is going to be releasing the last of the documents that need to be released that he was using executive privilege under. And also with this article, I mean, it's Obama. He lies about what he has for breakfast. I mean, the guy lies so much. It's ridiculous. So I kind of take it a grain of salt. It's also Fox News that I got this, that he was on the show. And, you know, you got to take that with a grain of salt. But I do honestly believe he will not protect her. He doesn't care about the Democrat Party. He got what he wanted. I mean, he has hurt the Democrat Party for what? 2 elections now? The last election of 2014, they were begging him to stay off the campaign trail, and he was out there running around, and not only was he running around campaigning for them, he was sitting there going, this election is about my policies. I'm not running for re-election, but this is my policy. Everybody's voting for. And that's kind of one of the reasons we, as Republicans, won the House or gained more seats in the House and won the Senate. I mean, he was out there, basically gave it to the Republicans, damaged the Democrat Party. He does not care about the Democrat Party. He cares about himself, his legacy, and what he can do to further his slate in history. He's going to go down. I bet you as soon as he gets done as president, you're going to see him within a position within the UN as far as one of the top positions. I mean, that's been floated around for a while. Now, I'm going to have to find that article. The ones he was even claiming national security, they've gotten shut down. He has to release all of them. And the court ruling hadn't even come out, but they're saying that the court ruling was going to go against him, so he has decided to release them. And, you know, they're going to just dump it all on Holder. The whole incident is going to get dumped with Fast and Furious on Holder. And Obama will walk out squeaky clean, so to speak. The left will say he's squeaky clean. The right will say this is just proof of how bad he was. And the argument will continue. Now, I do think that he's not squeaky clean, but... And then he went on to, I guarantee the Justice Department will not protect Hillary. Again, on the Fox News Sunday, President Barack Obama guaranteed his former Secretary of State and current Democratic presidential frontrunner Hillary Clinton would not get special treatment or protection from his administration in regards to the current FBI investigation into how she handled classified material on her private email server. Okay, so much went on this weekend, Dan. I'm trying to remember everything about the article, but I know you will do a better job than anybody else. And Dan the Man Butcher for HP Pundit is doing an article actually on that case. You're gonna want to go there and read it. Like I've said, between SHR Media and High Plains Pundit, we don't pull punches. We have no horse in the race. We're not paid shills for the right or left. We actually are more worried about giving the news and giving it to you straight than putting a spin on it in either way. And Dan's articles are some of the best I've ever read. So go to HP Pundit and get your news there. When asked if she would be treated the same as anyone under the law, Obama says, I can guarantee that. He continued, I do not talk to the Attorney General about pending investigations. Bullshit. Sorry, a little cold. I did not talk to the FBI director about pending investigations. How can this guy say all this and keep a straight face? We have strict line. I guarantee that there is no political influence in any investigation conducted by the Justice Department or the FBI, not just in this case, but in any case. Oh my God, oh my God. Bullshit alert. Please pull your pants up, nation of the United States. Please pull your pants up because the bullshit is getting really deep after that doozy. Actually, no, I don't think his nose would grow from telling a lie. I think if he actually told the truth, that's where it will grow. Oh my God, he does not talk to the Attorney General about pending investigation. Yeah. Like he's not saying, hey, did my, I would expect any president, hey, did my Secretary of State really screw the pooch on this? Oh, man, I just... And Wallace's response is, even if she ends up as the Democrat nominee, Obama insists, how many times do I have to say it, Chris? Guaranteed. Sort of like there's not a smidge of corruption. You will find the people responsible for the attack on Benghazi. You will take care of the IRS issue. There's so many, it's hard to remember every single one. But you get the gist. I mean, how far do we believe him on the comments? Do we even believe him on any of this shit? And really anymore with Fox, I don't know what to believe or trust out of them anymore. I really don't. Now, ooh, dang, that went by pretty quick. Really hate when I'm not paying attention. But remember, you're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on HB Pundit Radio and SHR Media. We'll be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.dailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying Catholic student, bro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it is the Reaver After Dark, hosted by Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe, and Jersey Crash, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.dailynews.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, trying to make sense out of the senseless. In this environment, it's not easy. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to join the live chat. Go to shrmedia.com, click on the chat room button, join the conversation. If you want to watch the broadcast, go to Reaver.one, click on the live stream. And if you like the live stream, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. If you want to support the show, go to SHR Media, or excuse me, or if you want to support SHR Media, now that I got my tongue untied, go to Reaver.one, click on the Reaver store, pick up a t-shirt, coffee mug, many other items. So, it's one of those days. And, DC seems to be having an issue. 30 dirt bike riders swarm ambulance transporting sick kid, drag police officer down the street. As many as 30 all-terrain vehicles, ATVs, riders surrounded and stopped an ambulance transporting a sick kid on Monday, DC police said. One of the bikers opened the ambulance door and threatened the driver. The ambulance driver was forced to call the police. The child in the ambulance was unharmed. The incident on Monday involved a gang of ATV bike riders. Occurred just 2 days after a motorcycle riding DC police officer was hit by a group of more than 50 ATV and dirt bike riders and dragged down the road. Does DC think it's like a Mad Max movie or something? I mean, with what is going on, it for some reason just pops in my head, Mad Max. And I can see him wearing like this hockey mask and shaved head, little tufts of hair sticking there here and there. Oh, wait a minute. That was Mad Max Road Warrior with that one. The Knight Rider, that's what it was. Remember the Knight Rider. We have gangs of ATV and motorcycle riders blowing through stoplights, completely disregarding the safety of anybody that's walking on the street, on the side of the street. There was a Segway tour coming through. There was no respect shown to anybody. Jeffrey Johnston, who captured video of group of bikers just blocks away from where the ambulance was surrounded. And what happens when they blow through a stoplight and someone's coming through with, say, an SUV and just plows right through them? Because he's got the green light and he doesn't see the idiots coming and blowing through stop signs. Then they're going to be screaming, oh my God, no, Johnny did nothing wrong his whole life. Why did this SUV come plowing through and kill him? Oh, put him up on murder charges. Oh, he hates black people. Oh, he hates Spanish people. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong that won't be the narrative that we hear. I'm sick of that bullshit. Especially when you go riding motorcycles like that. I see it in my area, not in packs like this. But you always get those idiots that think they own the road, or I'm smarter and I'm better than you and I know what I'm doing. Poof. I don't know what happened. And then they'll wonder why the ambulance won't come near them when they get called, need for help. Well, scene safety, sir. I don't feel safe going around that. I don't feel safe. Something's not right. We're going to have to wait for a couple cops to show up. So we're going to stage back here. And let me tell you, it is that simple for an ambulance. Most of the, EMS personnel will not do that, will put themselves in the line of fire, even to help somebody that doesn't deserve and has caused the issue themselves. They will put themselves in harm's way. Some won't, not all of them, but all they have to do is say, I did not feel safe. The scene was not safe. And they do not have to go to it. It's that easy. These people think they're above the law. They don't have to listen to the laws. And with the atmosphere that we've had lately, with this anti-police, they kind of have the media on their side. But this is Metropolitan Police Department of the District of Columbia Chief Kathy Lehner said the biker gangs come back every summer. And you let your town be overrun by this? You have not solved this issue? It's about 7 jurisdictions, Chief Kathy stated, including local, state, and federal law enforcement, all working together to stop illegal ATV and dirt bike riders. Last August, D.C. Metro Police began offering $250 a reward in exchange for information on illegal dirt bikes and ATVs. Very simple. Start impounding those vehicles. Start confiscating them. Police departments from Miami to Philadelphia have been grappling with ways to crack down on the growing number of illegal dirt bikes and ATV riders flooding their streets. And every time that I've seen it in the paper that one of these idiots gets slammed by another vehicle, they're crying about it. Their relatives are crying. How about turning around and going, hey, dumbass deserved it. I'm going to miss him. I love him, but dumbass was riding around, going through streets, blowing through stop signs. It was sooner or later. The odds are right there. He's going to get smacked. I would love to see a relative come out and do that. Oh, Johnny ain't innocent. Dumbass was riding through stoplights, cutting people off, attacking ambulances. Glad I wasn't the driver of that ambulance. Number one, I probably would not have stopped just because of safety. And I would have taken it as a threat. And I would have been calling the police well before they even stopped me and told me to call the police. At that point, you don't know. I'd be more worried about the safety of my partner and the patient in the back, and been worried about getting to the hospital and getting to a safe area with lots of police. Because when you start messing with ambulances and people's safety, they could have killed that little girl very easily. On the simple part, she could have been in a critical condition, and they're playing around, stopping ambulances, think it's funny. What if that girl was in cardiac arrest and they're trying to get to the hospital? And now by you stopping that ambulance, you've now delayed care. What if she was had a stroke where minutes equal brain tissue? There's countless scenarios that little girl could have been in, and these scumbags stopping the ambulance, forcing it to stop, think it's funny. Now, if it would have been their kid, they would have been pissed off. They would have been going out for vengeance. But since it wasn't their kid, it's a big joke to them. They are fucking with people's safety. They are fucking with people's lives. And the police are playing tiddlywinks with them. Last January, Miami-Dade police had a brace for dozens of bikers who were riding through the streets and terrorizing Martin Luther King parade goers. And I don't care if it's dirt bike, Harley, or what. I don't care if they're white, pink, blue, brown. I don't care if it's a Honda, Hondudu, Yamaha, Harley. I don't give a shit what they're riding. If they're messing with ambulances and then messing with, parades, messing with safety of the citizens, and I draw the line. I bet you this. They wouldn't be taking that kind of guff if it was a motorcycle gang. As in bikers, as in Harley riders. Earlier this month, Philadelphia police seized 53 dirt bikes and ATVs in a citywide sting. Mini bikes, dirt bikes, all-terrain vehicles, and other motorized bikes and multi-wheeled vehicles pose a danger to pedestrians and other motorists and are illegal to operate on D.C. streets. A police flyer distributed last year to D.C. residents said, "Problem is, you make the threat, then you sit idly by and don't do diddly. They're not going to respect you." The suspects involved in this week's incident in D.C. remain at large. This is more of a safety hazard and issue than most people will think. A lot of that's nothing. That's just kids being kids. And no, you have these kids stopping an ambulance, forcing an ambulance to pull over so they can fuck with it while a little kid's in the back. Thank God I'm not that father. See, that's one thing I can honestly say my mother and my wife worry about. If somebody messes with my daughter, they're like, shit, he's going to jail. I won't stand. Most fathers won't. And I think that father would be justified going out and fucking with these guys. Delay medical treatment to his daughter. Oh. I would not be happy about it as a father. The police need to step up their game. They just start seizing these bikes and keep doing it every time they catch them. Just seize it. They're going to stop it. They're going to stop spending the money. They're going to stop even going out and trying to steal them or whatever. Because if you take them fast, because if they're stealing them and then you get caught with them, well, now you got a felony charge. Now, before it was just, okay, I got my bike seized and I got a ticket. Shit. Problem is, if the police come down hard in today's environment, everybody's going to cry and freak out because everybody's so to capture out to kill us. No, they're not. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio. We'll be right back.
Conservative media You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.dailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying half was stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it is the Reaver After Dark, hosted by Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe, and Jersey Crash, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.dailynews.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I am making sense out of the senseless. And it's a long fight. Remember, the Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to join the live chat. Go to shrmedia.com. Just click on the chat room button. Join the conversation. If you want to watch a broadcast, go to Reaver.one. Click on the live stream. If you like that live stream, which I hope you do, Because if you don't, send me a message and let me know what you don't like about it. But if you do, just hit the subscribe button. Keep up to date. If you want to support the show, or if you want to support SHR Media, go to Reaver.one, click on the Reaver store. Pick yourself up a t-shirt, coffee mug, Reaver jersey, SHR Media jersey, and many other items to choose from. Sound like a motorcycle at first. I was like, oh no, they're here. So, Bill Maher. Now, I do not like this guy. I think he's a friggin' he's a windbag, douchebag, a lot of other bags. So Michelle Fields has lived off of charm, lucky, clueless white girl. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to agree with him on this assessment. HBO's Real-Time host Bill Maher argued that the incident with Corey Lewandowski, the campaign manager of GOP presidential candidate Donald Trump, and former Breitbart reporter Michelle Fields, has nothing and stupidity on Friday. Meyer said the tape of the incidents was like the Zapruder film, if nothing had happened. And another example, a liberal attempting to mimic the stupidity of the right, they had to get on team. He almost killed her. Meyer also reacted to Fields' comments that the event was, aside from my father's death, the worst experience that I've gone through. The hate that I've received, the emails. Bill Maher responded, what a charmed, luckily clueless white girl life you have lived. If that's the worst thing that has happened to you, and do we have to politicize everything? That is not an assault. If I pick a hair off your sweater, is that an assault? I mean, by the law, yes, technically it's an assault. He put a hand on her. Listen, these reporters get jousted around, pulled around all the time. They try to get in for the kill shot for the interview, and they get yanked away all the time. And if this would have been male, and even grabbed me so hard he bruised me, and he yanked me back, I almost fell on my butt if I didn't catch myself. And then watch the video of someone just kind of like pulling. I don't want to say gently, but it wasn't violently. Just pull him back. Hey, you can't be up there. All right, done. And then she was not pulled back violently. She did not almost fall on her butt. Her statements do not match what happened on the video. I don't think she realized there was video of everything. And the fact that charges are being pressed is a joke. And I hope to God when the friggin' judge sees this, he goes, gone. Because if so, she needs to be charged with the same, because she touched, well, Trump. I'm not trying to make it a Trump matter, but she put her hands on him, and it was unwanted. It happens every day throughout everybody's life. Someone puts their hands, touches you, shoulder, arm, bumps into you. It is ridiculous. And if this was a male reporter, we would all be criticizing him and laughing at him hysterically. Demo's Action President Heather McGee disagreed with Meyer's statement and said that the charges was technically battery, which is unwanted touching, that Fields had a bruise. It's very easy for me to make things worse, to bruise my arm, to prove a point. This woman has been known for false charges. She's done it not once, not twice. It's multiple times. It's sorry, I don't think it looks good for her. And it seems like, okay, she got the bruises possibly after, because our other charges didn't really stick and probably hurt. Oh, I need to have bruises to prove my point. So let me bruise myself up. And if she got bruised that easy, hopefully she's seeing a doctor over that issue. And some people do bruise easy. And I mean, just with like putting their hands on somebody, they will bruise. Trump supporter Andy Dean then said that that tape was released by Donald Trump and the campaign. It was from their ballroom at Trump Jupiter. They wanted people to see this tape because after the event, she said she almost fell down. This is also a reporter who said she was abused by NYPD and groped by a war hero, Alan West. Comedian Kathy Griffin then responded, I hear her skirt was too short. Don't even start that perspective. Dean responded, she has a history like Brian Williams of her inserting herself into the news. No, we are not making fun of sexual assault and all that, but she has a history of making false claims. There's a big difference. Big difference. After the discussion briefly pivoted to other events at Trump rallies, Meyer stated, if you cut in line in a bathroom at a nightclub and someone did that to you, would there be assault charges? McGee responded, but this man wants to be the leader of the free world, and his number two, this is not a concert. That's the point. We have to hold these people on a higher standard than a guy in a concert line. Dean then stated he redirected her. Myers concluded the discussion by stating no one can take someone's arm anymore in America. That's assault. And yes, it is like if you're in line in the bathroom and someone cuts in and someone, no, get back there. Yeah, he's going to be the leader of the free world. Oh, so he's supposed to be shit all over? He doesn't have a right to be protected? This whole thing is being blown out. She has a book coming out. And all of a sudden, this pops up. I think this has more to do with her book and getting free publicity than anything. Now, the postman threatened to bend government EU leaflets rather than be flooded or being forced to be part of a propaganda machine. Angry postal workers pose a risk to the government's referendum campaign by threatening to dump the pro-Remain EU leaflets described as one-sided propaganda. The reaction of postal workers to the government EU leaflet, the enticing title, Why the Government Believes That Voting to Remain in the EU is the Best Decision for UK, is split. Some are said to be angry that David Cameron will increase their workload by forcing them to deliver his 15-page message to every household in the United Kingdom's some 27 million houses. An even more extreme reaction has been suggested by some particularly rebellious postal workers, reports The Sun. They're threatening to dump copies of the EU leaflets, described by Justice Secretary Michael Gove as one-sided propaganda, with one saying, I want to leave the EU and don't really want to assist the campaign to remain. I resent being forced to be part of this propaganda machine. Well, the problem with that is it's your job to mail no matter what the items are. Whether you like them or not, you are to deliver. That's part of the job of a postal worker. It's not your job to pick and choose which ones you will mail. And I feel for you, and I would love to see this failed socialist experiment, this failed one world nation experiment, this failed experiment just done away with. It has not helped anybody. It has hurt. I mean, just look at Europe. Just look at it. It is a disaster zone. But It is your job to deliver the mail, no matter what it is. And to be part of the propaganda machine, well, then resign your position. Some have used trade union chat rooms to argue for additional pay for the extra service, which is already costing the taxpayers £99.3 billion, saying that they are not unpaid EU messengers. One contributor explained, "We were only told a couple of days ago that we have to do a bulk posting service to every house by next Wednesday. This is on top of 6 other door-to-doors we have to do this week. We shouldn't have to agree to it." Another postal worker said, "This is simply not enough. There is simply not enough staff as it is. We are not getting extra money for delivering this." The Royal Mail spokesman says, as the universal service provider, Royal Mail has a strict policy of remaining neutral in all elections and referendums. Our employees are required to handle and deliver all kinds of lawful posted mail to the same high standard. The leaflets will be delivered using Royal Mail door-to-door service and do not carry an additional payment. Senior Tory backbencher and longtime Eurosceptic Bill Cash will tomorrow table an amendment to the budget calling for a spending limit on the Leave campaign to be lifted during the 10-week referendum campaign, reports The Telegraph. He expects his amendment to the finance bill to attract substantial cross-party support because it is related to the unfairness of the breach of the undertaking that government information would be impartial. An online petition calling on the government to stop the mail shot, which has been signed by 200,000 people, will likely be discussed by members of parliament this coming Tuesday. Well, kind of chuckle and I sit back because all these governments, for so long, the people have sat back and we've allowed our governments to do what they thought was necessary. You know, little rumblings, little growls here and there. But these people have gone on a full bore. They could think they could do whatever the hell they want. And now they're surprised when the people are going, wait a minute, we've had enough of your bullshit. It is not just in the United States this is going on. And we've discussed that on the show in the past. The people of this whole world are sick of it. We're sick of the bullshit. Listen, the people of Europe, France, they don't want their borders done away with. Germany, they want to be Germany. France wants to be France. Italy wants to be Italy. England wants to be the UK, Britain, and all the other names they go by. Canada wants to be Canada. I know the world leaders think we'll be better off if we join forces and we all become one happy nation. No. The leaders are the ones that are screwing all of it up, trying to pull this one world nation bullshit on everybody. They're trying to pull together, America and the United States and Mexico come together. You got 3 cultures there. 3 main cultures. Trying to get them to mesh is not going to work. No matter how smart you think you are not going to get those cultures to work together. UK backing out. I mean, it's been a failure. The EU has been a failure. Anybody with a set of eyes and common sense see that the European Union is failing, has failed, is kaput. What more do they have to prove? Does Europe have to totally crash where it's done and over with for these half-baked idiot politicians? They still, no, we can do it. We can do it. I know what we can do. It is that time for a break. And you're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio. We'll be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.dailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying capitalist doing it pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it is the Reaver After Dark, hosted by Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe, and Jersey Crash, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.dailynews.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guy. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, trying to make sense out of the senseless. It can be a daunting task. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to join the live chat. Go to shrmedia.com. Just click on the chat room button. Join the conversation. If you want to watch a broadcast, go to Reaver.one. Click on the live stream. If you like this live stream, do not forget to subscribe. And if you see anything wrong, send me a message. Post a comment. If you want to support the show or if you want to support SHR Media, go to Reaver.one. Click on the Reaver store. Snatch up a t-shirt, coffee mug, or even a Reaver jersey, and many other items to choose from. So, chaos on Macedonian border as migrants storm the fence. Heavily armed Macedonian police deployed tear gas launchers, rubber bullets, and stun grenades at the border with Greece this morning as an organized migration invasion attempted to force the fence. Thousands of anonymous leaflets written in Arabic had been in circulation at the 11,000-man migrant camp, calling on the inhabitants to rise up together this afternoon and to charge down the fence, stopping them from moving north into continental Europe. A rumor had been circulating that the border was to be opened by Macedonian authorities at 9 a.m. this morning, declaring, "Today we either break the fence down or die." Large groups of up to 500 migrants moved to the fence, with reports by journalists on the ground tear gas grenades being dropped on the Greek side of the border by Macedonian forces and patrolling armored cars. Migrants hurled stones at police. Foreknowledge of the existence of the leaflets calling the migrants to action led to Greece and Macedonian police deploying in great numbers to protect border crossing today. Oh, this was the other day, sorry. There have already been multiple casualties among the illegals attempting to storm the fence. Volunteer doctors are reported to be treating individuals with breathing problems after getting caught up in the defensive measures employed by the Macedonian police. A world country. Hey. Protecting its borders. Isn't that a novel idea? God, I wish ours would do it. This push for invasion is getting really tiresome. Really is. These people think they have the right to go where they want, enter any country they want at any time they want. And the left and the United States keep perpetuating that myth. They keep perpetuating this no borders. It's racist to have borders. Fuck you. It's not racist. It's not xenophobe. It's nothing else. I am not afraid of other nations, asshole. It's a very simple concept. Nations have borders. The world is made up of nations. This sick idea of, and whether you believe it or not, when you're pushing for these no borders, you're pushing for this one world nation. And the idealism that it's not, that it's a myth, that it's a conspiracy theorist, shows how fucking stupid you really are. And I hate to put it that way, whether you're left or right. This is something that's on the UN webpage, people. They don't hide it. They do not hide it. And it really looks like you are an ill-informed person when you talk, that conspiracy theory of one world domination. Oh, that's so old. That's so old. You tinfoil hat wearing people. I've even posted the link several times to people. It's not Wikipedia. It's not some conservative site. It's not some conspiracy site. It is the UN site. Oh. The UN site. UN site. And they're still not smart enough to read it and understand it. This is an invasion going on. This is not political refugees going on. Political refugees at least respect the host country. These people don't respect shit. While it was not known exactly who produced the detailed instruction leaflet handed to migrants, which featured a map of the border with military-style instructions on where to strike and when. Greek media has named hard left, no border, and anarchist activist groups. The desperate activist groups working in Greece to destroy Europeans' borders came under heavy criticism in March after another such mass march on the border intended to overwhelm Macedonian border fences. Instead of leading thousands of migrants to European promised land, thousands found themselves in detention and 3 drowned as they attempt to cross a swollen river. The group have given much more support to illegal immigrants than just the vice. It's been reported on gifts given to those attempting to gain access to Europe, such as bolt cutters, allowing them to open holes in the wire border fence. Macedonia, along with other Balkan nations, closed their borders and effectively closed the most common route into Europe for hundreds of thousands of migrants, leaving a great number of people building up in Greece, unable to proceed north, unsupported by the European Union, in a state of major ongoing diplomatic discord with the southern Greek neighbors. The Macedonians have reportedly expressed discomfort at Europe's migrant policy. They're causing this issue, these left groups, this open border issue is causing problems in other nations. This is what's heading to the United States. This is what we have to look forward to. This election is about so many things and so important. And each time we don't go in the right direction, we go further down the rabbit hole. And like I've said, I don't know. I wonder if we're too far down that rabbit hole to come back. We very well could be in Wonderland for the rest of our lives. The things that have been put in motion because of this failure of Obama administration, things that have been put in motion by these open borders, it's eating away everything that is America. It's everything that's eaten away each European country. It is reported the remarks of the Macedonian president last month when he said of the situation, And the refugee crisis, we have been paying for the mistake of the EU already. We have spent 25 million euros in our own taxpayers' money. And what did we get from Europe? Nothing. We are not an EU country. They're not a member of NATO. Nobody wants us, yet we protect Europe. He criticized the EU-Turkey deal, complaining that non-European stood to benefit from billions of euro of cash, while the European people of Macedonian who worked to protect Europe got nothing. President Ivanov, we had to rely on Brussels, which has failed to act. We would have long ago been flooded with jihadists. It is not a good. There's people that have a bug up their ass about countries. They would love nothing better than to watch this whole world crash and burn. I think this is beginning to look like more than just an Obama issue. He might have been the first piece of many pieces to come. No proof. It's just a nagging suspicion. Over the last couple of years, we have Bureau of Land Management really pushing the issue and really pushing for control and taking over of certain lands, taking lands away from people that have been decades upon decades in people's names and citizens' names. They're getting caught burning people's houses down. So that they can take control of certain areas. Why all of a sudden do we have this big push? We have this big push in Europe. This has nothing to do with the war in Syria and all that. It really doesn't. Because, sorry, these people are coming from more than just Syria. It's really weird what's going on. Yeah, I know I don't have an answer. But we need to be vigilant on what we do as a nation, on who we elect. It's not good. Where are we headed as a nation? Where are we heading as a planet? Either the people are going to rise up against these governments, or these governments are going to do something. They're going to have to lower the population to make it easier to control. Now, I'm just can't put a finger on it yet. but I can put a finger on that. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on High Plains Pundit Radio and SHR Media. We'll be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplansdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it is the Reaver After Dark, hosted by Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe, and Jersey Crash, right here on shrmedia.com and highplansdailynews.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guy. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to join the live chat. Go to shrmedia.com reaver.com. Just click on the chat room button, join the conversation. If you want to watch the broadcast, go to reaver.one, click on the live stream. And if you like the live stream, don't forget to subscribe. And if you don't like it, put it in a comment. Let me know. And if you want to support SHR Media, or if you want to support the Reaver Show, go ahead and go to reaver.one, click on the Reaver store, pick up a t-shirt, coffee mug, and many, many, many other items to choose from. So Donald Trump and John Kasich deny Ted Cruz delegates in Michigan. There's a lot of jockeying for delegates on the second ballot and so forth. And GOP frontrunner Donald Trump, with the help of Governor John Kasich, prevented Ted Cruz from slating his preferred delegates in Michigan over the weekend. And Texas Senator's campaign ran 8 delegates for 8 committee spots and lost every one, alleging it was a double cross by Kasich supporters. The Michigan delegates picked one Trump supporter, Matt Hall, and one Kasich supporter for the 2 seats on the powerful Rules Committee. The Cruz campaign lost votes for both seats. This maneuvering becomes important if no candidate reached the 1237 delegate threshold to clinch the nomination on the first vote at the Republican National Convention in July. The delegates become unbound on the second ballot and can cast a vote for their personal favorite. The Cruz campaign tried a takeover, and they failed miserably, Kasich's Michigan delegate director Jim Timmer said. It backfired, and they ended up with nothing. There's been all these reports about how they're out organizing everybody. Not here. Until Michigan, it appeared the Cruz campaign has successfully swept nearly half a dozen states, slating delegates favorable to the Texas senator. Despite Michigan, Cruz slated delegates favorable to him in Colorado and Iowa over the weekend. Cruz sacked up at least 30 favorable delegates out of Colorado's 37 throughout the state and district convention, which wrapped up Saturday. Cruz also swept the delegates in Iowa on Saturday. A source close to Breitbart News in Iowa said he's never seen such poor organization, referencing the Trump campaign. Well, I'm just going to ask the GOP one thing. I know what the rules are and all that. Do you think it's smart? Do you think it's smart to run the loser of the primaries as the presidential nominee? Do you think it's smart? I don't want to hear no excuses. I'm asking you, do you think it's smart? Do you think the people will accept that? That is the question for all times. Jason Noble, political reporter at the Des Moines Register, posted about a last-minute email from the Trump campaign on Twitter, noting that the lack of preparation, an email blast 15 hours before Iowa's convention, Trump campaign asked supporters to turn them into a Trump rally. Given the report of poorly organization by the Trump campaign in Iowa, Cruz was already able to grab 11 out of the 12 Iowa GOP delegates on Saturday, which were selected at the state's party district convention. Let's be honest here. No matter what Trump had done, those delegates were not going to be in support of Trump. Let's be honest. We've seen all the shenanigans. And I didn't say illegal activities or cheating. I said shenanigans. And if this goes about, do you think the people are going to be happy about it? It's the rules. I'm not complaining about the rules. I'm asking you, do you think the country will be happy with that happening? That is the question everybody has to ask. That is the main question. And unfortunately, nobody will know for sure until November 20th. Or no, November, shit, I forget which day it is. I don't know. I was thinking January 20th is the day that president gets inaugurated, and thinking November of the election, put the two together. And hey, what's up, Dave? Dave, the unpleasant blind guy, is in the chat room. Like I said, I'm not bashing anybody. I'm just asking, does the RNC think it would be smart to run Cruz as the delegate if Trump comes up short? I'm not saying that if you think he's the right candidate, do you think it's the smart thing to do? And again, I don't know the answer until nobody will. Donald focuses on a nationalist message in New York, America First. GOP frontrunner Donald Trump returned to the campaign trail after a few days off, continuing his national message of America First when talking to his supporters at his afternoon campaign rally in Rochester, New York on Sunday. We need somebody fast, the real estate mogul said after listing various percentages of job loss from a different number of different industries in New York. In particular, Trump blamed NAFTA for the loss of manufacturing jobs. I've been talking about this for 5 years. Trump said about the currency manipulation and then trade deals. And a friend of mine posted on Facebook to stop blaming the CEOs for these companies and stop blaming the other countries for all these companies going to their country. It's not that country's fault to a degree, but when they manipulate the currency so that all these countries do go there, that is an issue. But the biggest issue, and the one we should be blaming, are the American politicians. They're the ones that have come up with these harebrained schemes of taxes and taxing these corporations to the point that it is not feasible for them to turn a profit. And I'm sorry, I don't care who you are. You start a company, your whole idea of that company is to turn a profit, to make money for the owners and money for the people. But as I said, I do blame the countries a little when they manipulate their currency. CenturySafe, a manufacturing company headquarters in Rochester, has and how it just moved operations to Mexico. The only ones that know how to stop it, he said, the business manager out of the country. Trump said he had been asked by groups of people before the Rochester area to run for governor. They asked me to run for governor, and between you and I sort of said, I'm sorry, I'm doing something else right then. This is what the something else was. I think I could have a lot bigger effect on upstate New York and Rochester by doing what I'm doing. You would have been fracking a long time ago and said about the people of New York. Trump referenced Bernie Sanders questioning whether Hillary Clinton was qualified to run for president, adding that she's made many mistakes. I look so forward to going after Hillary. After these guys, it's going to be easy, he touted. I'm getting tired of this. Oh, is he qualified? Is this person qualified? Is that person qualified? Yes, the qualifications are very easy. Natural born citizen. Over the age of, 35. It's not like there's a long list of qualifications. If we would have an idiot like Obama who really didn't have any qualifications. Anybody else could. Shit, a goddamn frog could do a better job than what Obama has done. 35? I think that's what I said. Is Hillary qualified? Yes, she meets all the requisites to be president. Should she be president? Hell no. Should she be in jail? Hell yes. Is Bernie Sanders qualified? Yes. Should he be? Hell no. You know, they're trying to deviate for certain parts of the conversation and coming up this, are they qualified? Obama has bitched about Trump having no foreign policy. What foreign policy did Obama have when he became president? That was one of the concerns the right had, and they blew it off saying it wasn't needed. Trump also talked about what he called a rigged system regarding the delegate count in light of recent reports that rival Senator Ted Cruz is stacking a deck with delegates favorable to him. This is a cooked system, he said, adding that Sanders is facing a rigged system on the Democrat side as well regarding delegate count heading into the national convention. I win Louisiana, then I find out that I get less delegates than Cruz because of some nonsense going around. I say this to the RNC and I say it to the Republican Party. You're going to have a big problem because people don't like what's happening. And there's a lot of people don't like what's happening. We're supposed to be a democracy and vote, and the vote means something. And I understand the frustration. And if you want to say he's bitching and moaning, go ahead. Because anybody in that position would be saying the same thing. They would not be happy with what's going on. So, but he needs to pick up his big boy pants and move on and change his strategy. You know what, Dan the Man Butcher is speaking today to journalism students, and you know what, Dan, I can honestly say that I think they're going to be a well-received reaction. You're going to be a breath of fresh air to the normal BS that they hear and pandering of most people when they speak to students. So I love this. It's a quick little blurb. The Immaculate Nomination. Mike Allen writes in Politico Playbook that an Obama administration officially has named the possibility of Republicans nominating Representative Paul Ryan for president in such a way to mock the party's elite, almost godlike view of the Wisconsin congressman and how little effort he would have put into the primaries. I actually love that. I find it funny, and I know some people may not see the humor in it, but the Immaculate Nomination. Yeah, I could see where that could piss some people off. It's fitting. It's perfectly dead on. And with that, I found it really funny in my head. Things that go on in my head. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio. We'll be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.dailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying Catholic stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it is the Reaver After Dark, hosted by Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe, and Jersey Crash, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.dailynews.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guy. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to join the live chat. Go to shrmedia.com. Just click on the chat room button. Join the conversation. If you want to watch the broadcast, go to Reaver.one. Click on the live stream. If you like the live stream, don't forget to subscribe. Keep up to date. If you want to support the show and SHR Media, go to Reaver.one. Click on the Reaver store. Pick up a t-shirt, coffee mug, many other items to choose from. Let's see. A New Jersey man, Joseph Hornick, is willing to go to jail for flying a Trump flag. A New Jersey man is facing a fine for flying flags supporting Trump. This is in West Long Branch, New Jersey. Joseph Hornick thought police on March 25th were responding to his reports that the flag proclaiming Trump makes America great again, flying outside his West Long Branch home, had been vandalized. Yeah, I would put those on there, Dave, of Yankees suck, but I'd have my wife kicking my ass. Instead, he was ticketed for violating an ordinance that restricts the display of political signs. According to the police report, a resident who is a former Democratic councilman questioned whether the municipal code enforcement officer had not cited Hornick. I'm not a football fan, I'm not a sports fan, but I'm surely a Donald Trump fan, Hornick told the local news. The Republican said he has a right to express himself. The town considers the flag supporting the Republican presidential candidate the same as a political lawn sign. Acting Bureau Administrator Lori Cole said the ordinance states no political signs shall be displayed sooner than 30 days prior to the date of election or the decision of the issue is scheduled. Now, this is one of the things I got a problem that is becoming very common in New Jersey, and it was done in Lawrence Township for decades. Having these borough administrators, township managers. I watched in Lawrence Township as the one administrator, township manager, they were in a financial issue. I don't think they have them until June in New Jersey. He started to lay people off because there was financial difficulty within the township. And don't worry, I'll take on that person's job. Well, he started doing this very often to the point that he took on more power than the elected officials had. He then stated he needed to be paid and compensated for doing all those jobs and took on the salaries of those he laid off. Now, at that point, he was more powerful, and the council allowed it and supported him having full control over the township. A appointed person now ran the township over the elected officials. They were nothing more than figureheads at that point. And it's happened a lot in New Jersey. I keep hearing more. And you have like a bureau administrator who's making the decisions on what goes on with ordinance. So now, hold on, Dave, you're saying that free speech has a time limit on it. When you can and when you can and what you can say. How you can say it. That those lawn signs are not the reason. That law is not put in place, not for that fact. They are trying to keep the clutter after elections from happening. But putting up a flag, so if he puts up a Terry Labonte or Mark Martin, I know I'm putting up some old NASCAR names. So if I put those up, they can find me. Now, what if one of them runs for an official position in a state, but I put up their NASCAR flag? I'm still putting it up in support and trying to spread their name. And I understand the purpose of why they probably put something like that in, but flying someone's flag, governments and these little towns in New Jersey are getting too big for their britches. They think they have too much control. And I've had to sit through those town meetings. I've had to sit through the meetings, the safety meetings that happened before the town meetings, where everything was decided beforehand. Everything is agreed to prior to the meetings. That is not what's supposed to happen. These towns are getting a little too big for their britches. I can understand if he had some gaudy flag, he went and painted his bed sheet and had it out there, and it was a safety issue. It's getting ridiculous with some of these towns. New Jersey's primary is June 7th. The violator faces a minimum fine of 100 days. The maximum penalty is $2,000, 90 days in jail, or both. He stated he is not taking the flag down, and if I do 90 days in jail, I'll do 90 days in jail. His court date is April 20th. Of course, the township would not comment on it. Protesters threaten and shut down students for Trump meeting. The first meeting of the Portland State University students for Trump group was loudly interrupted and shut down by anti-Trump protesters who barged into the group's meeting on Thursday evening. Although the conversation was initially civil, it eventually progressed into name-calling and shouting. An anti-Trump protester threatened a student that was filming the scene, "Point that fucking camera at me. Wait till that camera is not there. Do you want to get fucked up by a fucking faggot?" Yeah. That's really what I want to hear from somebody. It just shows the hypocrisy of the left. And this is why I get pissed off when I hear about the violence of Trump rallies. If these idiots did not go and start shit, there would be no shit. God, it's a simple concept. And this is where it gets me pissed off with the Republicans. Because they got an issue with Trump, and they're sitting back laughing that these people are protesting and starting shit at Trump's rallies. And they sit there and laugh and think it's funny. And sit there, oh, that's Trump causing. And they stir the pot. What do you think is going to happen when the general elections start? Whether it's Trump, not Trump, it's Cruz, it's Ryan, it's Kasich, it's God knows who the candidate is. They've now given credence and power to these groups, and they're going to sit here and protest and get violent and threaten violence at any and all Republican conservative rallies. Right now, they're picking on Trump, but they are going to turn their attention to whoever is the nominee. You got to watch what you sit and laugh at, because it might come around to bite you in the ass. And this is where it pisses me off that back several months ago, Cruz and Rubio did not shoot it down. And they tried blaming it on Trump. I agree. I'm not blaming. They gave credence, I said. Credence. I didn't say that this was a product of them. They gave credence. They didn't need much, but it didn't help that they weren't shot down and spoke ill by other fellow Republicans. It gave them a little bit more power to go on. And it wasn't just Cruz and Rubio. It was a lot of the quote-unquote GOPE. They thought it was funny, and they thought it was a good way to get rid of Trump. But it's going to bite them in the ass soon. After the protest took to standing on top of a table to address the crowd, a pro-Trump student suggested that starting a Students Against Trump group would have been a more productive way to combat pro-Trump students at PSU. The only way to combat this shit is to join an organization that is an anti-racist, anti-capitalist stance, another protester claimed. You need to get out of the fucking way and let people of color, let these people organize themselves. Despite the meeting being a closed event for the club, the protesters demanded the right to speak. When a few pro-Trump students tried to calm down a protester yelling from atop a table, another protester yelled, "If you don't let her talk, I will fuck shit up." Although the disruption primarily led to shouting and name-calling, there were some productive discussions that happened amongst the chaos. One pro-Trump student explained that his own parents had gone through a lot of immigrant illegally. "My family are immigrants. They pay thousands of dollars. They waited years. I don't see why it's fair to let anyone, we don't know who they are. They could be criminals. They could be anything. Just waltz through the country with no repercussions." And I hear this story more and more from legal immigrants. They are not for these illegal immigrants. They are not for these illegal aliens. They paid thousands, 10,000, waited years to get in the country legally. And now these people are going to just walk in and do whatever they want. And our government's supposed to bend over and shut our mouths and let them do whatever they want. How about these people that had to pay money to the federal government? Thousands of dollars to the federal government in processing fees and all the other bullshit that goes along with coming here legally. Then the government should be issuing refunds to all these legal immigrants. It is not right. It is what's going on ridiculous. And everybody's got to realize when this comes to the general, whoever it is, they're going to be dealing with the same people. And they're going to be just as rowdy and violent as they are now. And with that, it is my time to go. I want to thank everybody and remind everybody I'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for the video. I'll see you tomorrow. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.